were extremely successful. You were teaching people meaningful things, teaching people how to move. You were financially successful. You had all of the external things lined up. Anybody looking from the outside in would say, Carl's got it figured out. What happened?
So I was going through a pretty hard time in my life. Here I was the New York Times best-selling author, and behind the scenes I was this broke, about to go bankrupt dude that was totally lost. I was still out there in the world chasing this dream, and all of a sudden I found myself in Bali, sitting on a surfboard, trying to catch these waves that were way bigger than my ability to surf. And I was super frustrated, and it just felt like a nightmare. It just felt like my life in that moment. And all of a sudden there was this thunderstorm that broke out, and I had a guide with me at the time, and he said something crazy like, "Welcome to the jungle!" And all of a sudden it started pouring rain, like these big drops, and all the waves went flat. And all of a sudden I looked around myself, and there were probably like 60 surfers around me, and every single surfer was there in warm water with cold rain falling down, looking out at the horizon, watching this lightning, and everyone was quiet, which felt like it was an eternity. And it hit me in that moment that all I had to do was work with what I had. And on my way back home on the plane, I started taking inventory of who I was as a person, the things that I had achieved, the things that I owned, the relationships that I was in. And I asked myself the question, are you proud? Putting all of those things on display for the whole world to see. And I realized that I had no shame, and I wasn't embarrassed of any of it. I actually loved it. It's very easy to buy things that we think may make us feel better, to change our bodies, or get into relationships that we think may be conducive for our growth. But in reality, it always comes back down to who are you? And if you can appreciate who you are, that moment was just a light bulb moment. Is we were just sitting there in silence, and just like that lightning was hitting, it hit me that all you have to do is work with what you got, and that all of a sudden everything's gonna be peaceful. The remarkable thing actually happened after, when the rain stopped. A couple waves started rolling in, and all of a sudden a set came in, and I caught my last wave, rode it all the way into the beach, and I was like, I'm done. And I got out of there. And ever since, I've been fucking surfing.